Oi, it's me, Keldron, doing the second Q&A on this channel. And I even wrote a script for this episode. Crazy, right? Considering I never really write scripts, this is a special thing even on its own. I would like to know if you like the editing and script because I spent a lot of time with creating this video. 3 hours of the night on post writing and over 9,500 characters just for the damn script intensified. Anyway, let's get to answer the questions you asked me on my Discord. Link is down below in the description, by the way. Can it run Crysis? Yes, it can run Crysis. As far as I managed to apprehend this matter, almost any laptop could run today. Even the 3-year-old laptop of my mom probably could. What was the best FNF mod you played? Honestly, this is a fairly easy question to answer. As a matter of fact, my favorite is the DDTO, Doki Doki Takeover mod. Its execution is phenomenal for an FNF mod. Its music, design, and so forth is outstanding, not to mention the references. It did have flaws, but if I might rate it, it would be a 12 out of 10. Given its absolutely smashing astronomical Neptunes, great dialogue/references, mostly great charting, and great overall design, which is basically, the little stuff, details, menu, etc. Although it also had some downsides, such as black notes, for example in the songs My Obsession or Epiphany. But in spite of such minus points, I favored this mod. And it got my award of the best mod I have yet conceived. You can watch the video I did on the DDTO mod with the link I yeeted into the description below. What's your PC specs? Before I say anything about that, please understand that I'm not getting sponsored in any way for listing anything here. It's just what I got, okay? As a CPU, I got an Intel Xeon CPU W3520 running on 2.67 GHz. On the GPU, I got a AMD Radeon RX 560 with 4075 MB of VRAM. The computer shell, which basically is, how my PC looks from outside, is an HP Z400 workstation. And the OS is Windows 10 on 64-bit. As mouse, I got a G Pro gaming mouse. Keyboard is G910, Spectrum Orion. Microphone is a Blue Yeti in the color black. And the graphics tablet I have is a Canvas Pro 16. What's your favorite game? My favorite game, huh? Well, I have a list of my favorite games, and I'm going to state the games on it and explain why I like them so much. And yes, I can recommend you playing all of the games on this list with the full extent of my heart, as all of these games earned a special place in my heart for each of their own reason. I'm serious, you gotta try some of these. I will link the games below. Anyway, let's start the list now. Terraria. This game is fun and fun again. I spent many hours with this game, and for good reason. It is fun beginning a new character/save, even when you already completed the game about 5 times like me. And that has multiple reasons. Because you have multiple classes, you can pick a different class each time you play. And that's not all. Because you can generate different worlds, each playthrough will be unlike any other playthrough. Because you will always find different items and do stuff differently than in the world prior. In general, its overall style is really cool. And I like the item puns, to be honest. And looking back when I was small Keldron, I was playing Terraria on the Wii U, and even though I didn't understand much of the game and sucked balls at it, which I still do by the way, I still liked it nonetheless. Sadly, I got nobody to play this game with, and so I don't play it as often as I'd like to. But trust me, this game is awesome. Death and Taxes. Oh boy, it is rare I find an indie game this philosophical. It's not all about philosophy though, so don't worry. You just play as a Grim Reaper working for fate himself. What a grim fate. Deciding who dies and who lives. In my opinion, this game deserves an award simply for its absolutely outstanding narrative. The peak philosophical value lies later in the game, so I won't be talking about that or else I'd be spoiling you. Its overall feel and its characters are just so perfect for its theme and its gameplay. Many games nowadays don't focus on story and instead just try to be generic AAA graphics titles with little to no regard for meaning and value other than the game maker's account balance. But luckily, this is not the case here. This game is packed full with meaning and great game design, and some perfectly balanced philosophical touch to it. Also, it got a multitude of endings to it. Body Simulator 1984. Please, before you say anything, hear me out, okay? This game is one of the best games I have seen within my life. Why? Well, it got an incomprehensibly awesome story, gameplay, etc. I'm serious, this game has touched the deepest reaches of my heart like very few other games ever could. No words of any language could ever hope to describe the awesomeness and feel/atmosphere of this game. but I will try to explain it as best and spoiler-free as I can. It starts as a text-based adventure, where the first thing you do is create your own personal buddy. You play around with it in old games like Hangman, Guess the Number, Rock, Paper, Scissors, you get it. But the game evolves as you play it, and I recommend you, for real, play this game on your own first. The atmosphere will be unbreakable. This game is way too unpopular for its awesomeness, by the way. There's so many memorable moments I meet with this game that I will never forget. Never. Doki Doki Literature Club. Yes, again, hear me out. In case you aren't familiar with this game, stop this video right now. I'm dead ass serious. Go and grab this game. It's literally free. If you're still here, that must mean you already played the game or something like that, but I won't spoiler too much anyhow. This game starts off as a beautifully innocent dating simulator. Well, as innocent as a dating simulator can get, I guess. But as the game progresses, it becomes somewhat more than any simple dating simulator. Just play it, and you know what I mean. Its characters are really well written. Written, literature, Deltarune. It's the successor to Undertale, and it has got a similarly great touch to it. I won't say much to this, it's free and you should play it. Yes, by the way, I played through chapter 2 by now, but I still need to edit, render, and upload the parts sitting on my hard drive. Greetings to motherfucking time issues. And this brings us to my ultimate favorite, Undertale. Much like Deltarune, I have little to say to this other than it's just great. Its characters, its narrative, its memorable moments, all but awesome. There's nothing I can criticize about this game. Even when I was semi-small Keldron, I absolutely adored this game, and I still do. It was the first game to be on this list, and its most closest list rivals are Doki Doki Literature Club and Buddy Simulator 1984. I trust that you have at least heard of this game, and I can do nothing less than recommend it to you. What software do you use for editing? My editing software is Cyberlink PowerDirector 18, which I use for my signature look, this being mostly my font and text color fading design choices, as I try to always keep variety with fonts, set color fades, glows, outlines, shadows, etc, etc. And to be honest, for me, it just looks better than some plain old text in Calibri, Times New Roman, Helvetica, or even goddamn Consolas, although Consolas is pretty okay actually. But wouldn't you agree that the way I do text is just way more lively and flamboyant than these boring, industrial, mass-produced generic text with the same design choices and the same fonts? What's your favorite song and your music genre? Although I already answered this in the last Q&A, I will expand upon that matter. So as previously stated, I'm basically listening to game mods all the time. In a nutshell, the acceptance of LGBTQ but for music. I've listed a few examples of what I've been listening to for the past week down in the description. This way you can get a small taste. And this concludes the end of today's Q&A. I hope you liked it. Dude, who writes shit like this? Oh wait, right. That was me.